Welcome back to Fox 5's On the Hill Live this Sunday morning. You know, in our region, Democrats secured several big victories, including Democrat Suhas Subramanyam, who beat out Republican Mike Clancy 52% to 48% to replace retiring Democratic Congresswoman Jennifer Wexton. We're pleased to welcome back Congressman-elect now, Suhas Subramanyam, to On the Hill. Congressman-elect, I talked to you the day before the election, and you said you felt good. For years, people have been looking at your district as kind of a bellwether of a lot of the culture wars that have gone on in this country, in our region. But yet Democrats continue to be successful in that district. What do you make of that, and what should we take away from your election?
Sure. You know, I think people really care about, when it comes to the culture wars, really what they care about is making sure their kids have a good education, that the economy is strong here, that we're protecting our economy, things like protecting federal workers. We had a good message for our race. And even though a lot of people don't necessarily say they're Democrats, they appreciate the campaign that we put forward, and they voted for me because they share my values.
And as you look at what your priorities are going to be moving into the Congress now to represent your district, one of the things the president-elect has talked very loudly about is changing the federal workforce. You've got a lot of federal workers in your district. How do you view this upcoming fight?
I think this is the most important fight for our region and for our economy, is making sure that we protect federal workers. People think, in the Trump world, think that federal workers are lazy, or that they don't contribute much, or that they're not loyal to Trump. They may not be loyal to Trump, that might be true, but they do provide a lot of experience and the continuity of government, and they're really essential to making our federal government work. And certainly for our region and our economy, it'd be a self-imposed recession if we start laying off federal workers.
It's not only the issue of how many federal workers there are, though. It's the question of where they'll work. One of the things Donald Trump talked about previously was relocating some agencies out of the DMV area. How do you view that?
I think it's really important that we keep federal workers near the actual federal agencies and close to D.C. It's so important that the agencies be working across agency, working within their agency, having strong communication. Being able to work in person is very important. And a lot of the federal workers here, they go into the office and they are able to get a lot done. If you move an agency out to, across the country, it's really hard for that agency to collaborate with other agencies here in D.C. I think it'd be a terrible idea.
Now, as we sit here this morning, we still do not know which party is going to control the U.S. House of Representatives. There's been some soul searching amongst Democrats this past week. What do you think happened?
I think it happened all across the world. People were just sort of blaming the people in power. In this case, it was Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris was his vice president, so it was hard for her to really separate herself from President Biden. And so, there's a backlash to that. And I heard that as well. People who voted for me sometimes voted for Trump because they were concerned about the economy. And, our campaign had a message on making sure we protect our local economy and making sure that we have good jobs here and fight rising costs. But the national stuff, it was hard for people to really feel like they wanted 4 more years of Joe Biden. But it was hard for them to also feel like they wanted 4 more years of Donald Trump. And so it was a tough situation and a tough vote for a lot of people. They ended up choosing Donald Trump across the country, it seems.
Yeah, but you were able to win, and there's been some discussion that Democrats nationally have forgotten how to talk to people, that maybe they have become so hyper-aware of the different constituencies that make up the Democratic Party that they have lost the forest for the trees in speaking to the American people. Is that something that the party needs to take some time to soul search on right now?
And maybe. I think it's hard because a lot of people in the party thought that abortion was going to be a winning message this cycle, for instance. And, our campaign felt like, that's an existential threat to a lot of women, especially. But then we started talking to the voters and realized it's probably not the best message for even our district, where reproductive freedom is very popular. We just felt like the economy was what was on people's minds. And I had a track record of getting things done on the economy. So that's why I focused on that. And that's why we had a lot of success on our campaign. But certainly, we have to make sure that we talk about the wins that we've put forward in our economy. I think the next 4 years, as the previous speaker said, a lot of the policies that Joe Biden put in place are actually going to be taking effect over the next 4 years, and President Trump might be able to claim credit for things he didn't do. And so as Democrats need to make sure we talk to people about our successes and the way we've run government, because we're better at running government than Republicans.
Congressman-elect Suhas Subramanyam joining us live this morning. Congressman, we thank you for your time.
Thank you.